In Australia, now on BBC iPlayer.
What a week it has been in the United States. The transition of power from Barack Obama to Donald Trump, who is now the 45th president of America. So we've spent the last few days heading down Route 45, stopping at high schools and sports grounds, factories, talking to ordinary voters about their hopes and fears, expectations for the next 4 years. What do you think of your new president, Trump?
Give him a chance to do what he said he was going to do, and just have to see how it all plays out.
We don't know what he's going to do. I mean, this is a man that has not got a political record.
Trump makes a decision, he gets it done.
I am concerned. What do he think about it, about us, especially Mexicans?
I think he actually can make America great again. We just have to believe in him.
I fought this country, and I will never respect him as my president. Never.
We're nearly at the end of the road here in Alabama, but we started 1,000 miles further north in freezing cold Milwaukee in the state of Wisconsin. Milwaukee, known for its harsh winters, for making cheese and beer, and now for its role in America's fragile new politics.
Go right now!
This is no place for fragile junior ice hockey.
This is the Green Bay Junior Gamblers.
Jonathan is coaching the under-9s. He likes Donald Trump because he's different, a non-politician, an outsider.
It just goes back to an alternative that's outside of the box, a different viewpoint.
He's a billionaire though, isn't he? He's a TV star. He's not exactly every man.
No, he certainly is not. But I think there's something to be said for him being able to relate to, a plumber, a welder, a teacher.
The state of Wisconsin switched sides in this election. Its largely white working-class electorate normally votes Democrat, but this time they chose Trump.
A little brassy, but I'll give him a try.
They like giving new things a try here, like soccer on ice. But might a Trump presidency end up feeling like this?
Oh! I love your gloves, are nearly as big as my hands, aren't they? There we go.
Engineer Jason is confident. After 9 redundancy threats in 6 years, he says it's time for a businessman in the Oval Office.
It would be nice to have a little bit more stability in the job front. So I'm hoping that from an economic standpoint that Trump reflects giving that stability back to the country.
Are you more optimistic for your own family, for your own personal household economy now?
Absolutely.
Well, let's take about 4 steps.
Confidence on the ice is another matter, for me at least.
Torval and Dean.
Some of America's top ice athletes practice on this rink.
I understand you like to do this thing, but you're stopping to do that. You're not doing that as much, correct?
Nancy was an Olympian and is now a coach.
It's time to be a little risky.
She told me Donald Trump can bring a winner's mindset to the White House.
Trump makes a decision, he gets it done.
Do you have any reservations about his personality? I mean, the things he said about women, for example?
Yeah. I think everybody who is behind him has some reservations because they really don't know the truth behind that, and they're just hoping at this point in his life he has put that behind him.
Wisconsin may have voted Trump, but only by 1%. And some here are still struggling with the result.
This is one of the most important jobs in the world, and I'm not certain that he's prepared for it.
But hockey mom Layla is willing to give the new president a chance, even though, as a Muslim, she's worried by some of his comments.
I try to look at the bright side, so I think that we have to just wait and see what happens.
You sound to me like you're maybe a little nervous.
I might be.
Are you prepared to support him?
Not quite prepared to support him, but I'm prepared to initiate change to support him.
What does that mean? How do you initiate change to support him?
Change my way of thinking, try to find the good.
Here in Milwaukee, many people told us they want to put the country first now and move on. But is that the feeling elsewhere? And how easy will it be to unite? We hit Route 45 as the nation prepares for its 45th president. Right through the middle of Donald Trump's America, to get a sense of the country he's taking over. But our next stop is not Trump territory, Chicago. Tell you what, I could do with some breakfast. This is Barack Obama's favourite diner. He lived round the corner before he was president, and he still comes back.
What does he eat here? What's his favourite?
Normally he's a breakfast guy. Usually he eats egg whites, turkey sausage, hash browns. We toast and a hot tea.
This is real homemade oatmeal here. I mean, it's real.
Hope you're hungry.
Very, very. Veggie omelet on the line. Everything omelet on the line.
He is humble. He is strong.
Tahisha is an Obama fan. As a nurse, she likes the changes he made to healthcare, giving poorer people better access. She worries Donald Trump will overturn the reforms, hitting the most vulnerable.
They will not have adequate care, that they will not have access to doctors, that they have to come through emergency services, and that many of them will be very sick, can't get medicine. Some of them will die.
Her son Daniel thought having a black president would mean a more inclusive America. But he fears Donald Trump's brand of populism is now encouraging division.
I do feel my safety might be, in danger.
Really, you feel more vulnerable now?
I do. In certain situations, I do. And more
Post-Trump?
Post-Trump, yes, because it is something that you can see from the energy that Trump built and the way that people express themselves who support Trump. A lot of them have certain beliefs and things like that that do not align with my existence.
Some here do question the Obama legacy and think change is overdue. Aspiring businesswoman Erica hopes Donald Trump will help people like her.
Next, please.
I believe that it's going to open up doors for small business owners, hopefully, that's trying to create big businesses.
That's you?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be as rich as Donald Trump in a few years.
We head to the suburbs, Elgin, where nearly half the population is Hispanic. Donald Trump's plans to build a giant wall along the Mexican border mean many here cannot support him.
Never, never.
Never the wall?
Never. Never the wall.
I am concerned. What do he think about it, about us, especially Mexicans?
But some views here may surprise you. Rosa hopes a wall would stop illegal immigrants.
We have our own problems here in America, so, to add more, more of them coming over here, I don't think it's a good thing.
And in the choir, Margarita hopes Donald Trump will safeguard her pro-life Catholic values.
I'm so excited and I'm so happy for him. And we should not be afraid of anything, not even a wall or anything.
This is called Holy Hill because there's so many churches.
Elisa confirmed to me that the Hispanic community is split right now, just as America is split.
It's a scary time because we don't know what's going to happen, and how things are going to roll out, and, the unforeseen of our future, with our Hispanics, and a lot of people are scared of what's going to happen, and we don't want division.
But look where we are. Time to get back on Route 45. If you want to understand Donald Trump's election win, this is a good place to come. Next to Route 45, the Ohio River meets the Mississippi. It's an essential artery for the US economy, carrying 80 million tons of cargo every year. But things aren't what they used to be. The locks which boats pass through here have seen better days. Nearly 100 years old, they regularly break down, causing long and costly delays.
It's around 52 hours at one time.
So a
We
boat
had-
could be waiting out there for 52 hours before
Yes, sir.
coming through?
Yes, sir. We had
Mark,
boats that-
the lockkeeper, says it's a struggle to keep trade moving.
The concrete is starting to break up and crumble. Every time it gets hit by a boat as it lands on it, it puts the pressure on it and causes more cracks, more stress on it. We patch it together and try to keep it going, but it's not going to last forever.
Donald Trump has pledged $1 trillion to rebuild America's rivers, roads and railways. A promise that's won him plenty of support round here. But he hasn't said where the money will come from. We head back on Route 45 to see the kind of project the new president wants to encourage. A huge dam and lock system to replace the failing one downriver. It's nearly 20 years behind schedule and $2 billion over budget. Many here believe Donald Trump's life in business will mean he can deliver.
I think he can if he really wants to put his mind to it and really wants to work with the people, for sure. Why not? You know, one person can't do it, but you know, you take a group of people, you have good conversation, good communication skills, good listening skills. Yeah, you can pretty much accomplish anything.
Has he got those skills?
I hope so.
Trump's critics say his pledges are unrealistic and unaffordable. But in an area where jobs can be scarce, they're prepared to give him a try.
Once you start employing people and the government assistances go down inside these communities and people start making good wealth-paying jobs brought in, the economy's going to pick up. In my own opinion, I believe it's going to far offset the expense. Yes, it'll be an expense at first, but if you look at everything on a business cost analysis, it's going to make a good return back on the investment.
We drive on into America's rural south. There are 2 million farms in this country. Will a property developer president understand this business? At the University of Tennessee, students are learning how to weigh and vaccinate cattle.
Stick it in, depress it fully, and pull it out.
There are going to be some that are more willing to go forward, and there's going to be some that are wanting to hold back.
Sounds like politicians.
I guess so.
If you want to start at the back.
Donald Trump won nearly 80% of the vote in the Martin area. They like his confidence, and in turn, they have confidence in him.
He might have a few mess-ups along the way, but eventually he'll figure it all out.
We're always going to need agriculture because that's what feeds us, so we're going to need it to keep going.
But is farming compatible with Trump's plans for building? What about the land, the environment?
Donald Trump is a man who you associate with skyscrapers and New York City and not with farming and places like this. Do you think he understands you and what you want to do?
I think he's going to help the small town people also. I don't feel like he's just going to be the big city man when he gets in office.
What about farming? Does he understand farming?
Not as well as some agriculture people.
Whether it's agriculture or infrastructure, in these communities away from Washington, many feel Trump will be a president who finally speaks for them, someone not just following the political herd. Halfway through our journey down Route 45, and as the 45th president prepares to take over, we've reached the Deep South. One last practice before heading to Washington. Tonight, the Tupelo High School Band will be traveling 900 miles from Mississippi to the Capitol to play at President Trump's inauguration.
Your face is going to ache.
Yeah, I think so.
What are you most excited about?
Just to march in the parade and get to see Washington for the first time.
What do you think of your new president, Trump? Donald Trump got 60% of the votes in this state. The students might be playing for him, but that doesn't mean they're all fans of the new man in the White House.
If you'd been able to vote, put your hands up if you'd have voted for Donald Trump.
Not exactly overwhelming.
3.
I think some of his ideas are actually pretty great, and I think he actually can make America great again. We just have to believe in him and see what happens.
You didn't put your hand up?
No.
Why not?
I don't like him.
You're about to go and play for him.
I know, but like I'm forced to play. I like Washington, and I don't like him.
You're going for the trip, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Lots of celebrities said no to performing, didn't they, at the inauguration? Why did you say yes?
Not really a fan of Trump, but I mean, I'm going for the experience and for my band. I'm not going for him, I'm going for me.
Music matters in this small southern town. In fact, it put Tupelo on the map. Just off Route 45 is the tiny house where Elvis Presley was born. But we're not here to talk about the king. We want to talk about the new president. Because as well as producing rock and roll stars, Tupelo produces cars.
Look at this. 1957 Chevrolet. I wish we'd hired one of these for our road trip.
Donald Trump has promised a return to the heyday of American manufacturing. He says he'll create jobs and improve trade deals. This local steel company supplies the car industry. They believe the new president will cut red tape, cut taxes and boost growth.
I feel very optimistic.
The boss here hopes Donald Trump will fill his government with tough business people.
And then if they don't do it, he'll fire them.
But it's not The Apprentice, is it?
No, he's not.
Politics is more complicated,
Yeah.
It's more nuanced. Is he going to be able to cope with the political, diplomatic challenges?
That remains to be seen. I think he is introducing something into the political landscape that's never been done before.
Politics all shook up.
Elvis stood right here
on the cross
and asked for his first guitar.
This hardware store is where the young Presley's music career began. As well as guitars, they sell tools to local businesses. And they're waiting to see what Trump really means for jobs and manufacturing.
We don't know what he's going to do. I mean, this is a man that has not got a political record. I mean, he's gone on record sometimes supporting things, but not as a sitting office holder.
Does it worry you that he hasn't really given much detail about what he's going to do? He's made big promises, but not really explained how.
It does worry. I think it worries everybody what the future holds.
Anything that you take to the parade is subject to being searched.
The students are ready to go. Tomorrow they will perform outside the White House, and this nation will have to march to a very different beat. We've arrived, but this is Washington County, Alabama, one of America's poorest states. And on a wet morning, the busiest spot we find...
We're open, ladies. We're open for business.
...is the local food bank. These volunteers hand out hundreds of parcels every week.
Well, here you go. All right.
To people like Roosevelt, a president's name, but he's out of work. And he trusts Donald Trump to make life better.
I hope he's right about getting the jobs.
You just want a job?
If he don't get that going on, I ain't gonna like him.
Do you think he can get it going on?
I hope he can. I believe he can.
Here you go. This is yours.
Walter B.
Catherine and Willeen run the front desk and say some of the poverty round here is heartbreaking.
Well, some of them come in and they don't have toilets in their houses. And
they believe Donald Trump will invest in this community. He spent a lot of time campaigning here, and it worked.
He has been out in the community, out in the countryside, and has seen how people need help. And he has been there with the money to help, and he does.
He's not afraid to go into poverty areas and talk to the people, where most politicians, you don't see them around unless you got $1,000.
It's very tough for a lot of people, especially in the rural areas.
Larry will be watching the inauguration later, once he's finished helping out here. He hopes Trump will use his speech today to inspire the nation.
I hope he says enough good things that people will give him a chance to do what he said he was going to do. And, you know, just have to see how it all plays out.
Along this section of Route 45, a quarter of the people live in poverty. Many believe Trump can make America great again.
I can't believe that dude won.
But not Tyrone.
The president-elect getting ready to leave.
We joined him and his family as the inauguration events began. And this former soldier fears Donald Trump will only make the country more divided.
He's doing everything he can really to try to make us feel like this is not our America again. But this hat will show you I am an American and I fought for this country. And I will never respect him as my president. Never.
Are you going to be watching the big moment?
No.
Tyrone's mum says the new president's a bully and she hates his tirades on Twitter.
I don't like him. I don't trust him. He's talking about making America great. America's already great. I don't like the fact that he downs women.
We've met so many people this week, pro-Trump and anti-Trump, but there are also voters like Jeff.
It's tough. It's real tough.
Unemployed and unimpressed, on his porch he told me it doesn't matter who's sitting in the other White House. Do you feel forgotten?
Yeah, I do, really do. These small counties do. Bad roads, bad bridges, you know. They don't look out for us.
Do you think Donald Trump will change that? Is he going to look after the likes of you?
No.
You don't think so?
No. No, I do not.
Why not?
Because the politicians, the governors, they all got their hands like crabs in a bucket. You know, they're looking out for themselves.
After 1,000 miles crossing the United States, we reach the end of Route 45. And this divided nation will try to move on and begin its new journey.